custom exclusive UFC stats. We have over 600 fighters right now with custom stats, and you know what? It's even going to help the UFC fighters. So when I talk about custom exclusive stats that nobody else has, there's a couple of things that we really look at. One, we have a time breakdown. So we break down the time in terms of how the fight went, how much of the time was spent standing, how much was in the clinch, how much was attacking takedowns or defending takedowns. Sometimes you cannot get a strike off because you spend the whole round defending a takedown. So we have that information there. When the fight goes down to the ground, we are tracking the ground positions. If they're in full guard, half guard, side control, full mount. Some fighters like to stay in half guard, rain down ground and pound. Some fighters like to advance that position, get to full mount, and look for the submission. It really changes the amount and the data of the fight, right? So we track that information. We also track, and this is, you're gonna love this, Yanni. We track the striking tendencies. So one of the best parts about the stats is that you can filter by positioning, whether or not the fighter is going forward or backwards. Sometimes fighters can't throw certain punches or strikes going backwards, and we filter by orthodox versus southpaw. So this weekend coming up, Amanda Lemos, she really fights in orthodox most of the time, but when she switches to southpaw, she loves that rear kick to the body, really opens it up. So all that stats really tell us a story. When I'm making my bet, I do thorough analysis on the stats, but I pair it with my tape study. I just don't rely on the numbers. I go through and I watch 4 or 5 fights of each fighter. I really get an eye of what's going on, what the fighters really want to do. And so when I make my bets, I'm betting with my own money. I feel confident that at least I've done the research, my background. I know that I can have the right reads. If I don't get there, that's fine. But I know that I've been prepared. I'm not, I didn't make a bad bet. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. You can't always count on the judges to get it right. But most of the times the reads are there, and over long term, it's such a benefit, and the big thing to remember is the sports books don't have this information. It's only I that have the information. Whoever wants to, share it and get it. But it helps you with tape study. It helps you with DFS. There's tons of use cases for it. Up and coming fighters that want to study their opponents. It has endless use cases. So I've really tried to fill that gap with those stats there, and I think there is a definite a market there for it. So check it out, fightingstats.com. Right now we are working on transitioning that site. So right now the stats are up and free, available. You have drop down menus at the top. There are 5 different reports there of different stats, so you can filter by the fighter that you want to see, upcoming fights, things like that. So give that a check out. Definitely worth the time.
Love it. Real